Hi. Let's talk about stress, baby. Let's talk about anxiety. Let's talk about stress today, everybody. You know, we all live in a world where stress is just natural. It just comes par for the course, really. I'm getting really excited. My thru hike will be starting in under 70 days. I mean, that's pretty exciting. But as the excitement is starting to build up, so is the reality that I'll be living in the woods for a while, at least 5, probably more like 7 months, because I don't know if you know me, but I'm a slow walker. So I'll be living in the woods for a while, and that's kind of exciting, but also kind of stressful, because there's a lot of things that go into that, me getting to walk in the woods. One being I have to sell my house. Well, I decided to sell my house, because renting is too stressful. Renting out my house, not gonna happen. So selling my house, and if you've ever bought or sold a home, you know that it is freaking stressful. All the working parts coming together, listing, accepting, negotiating, inspections, packing, moving, storage. It's stressful. What else? What else is stressing me out? How the hell am I supposed to get to Georgia? If I fly in an airplane, I have to check my luggage. And 90% of the time that I check luggage, it gets lost. And I don't have the energy to let my $2,000 worth of gear get lost in an airplane somewhere and end up in Topeka, Kansas. Because I'm not going to Topeka, Kansas. So then I thought, I'll just rent a car. Fine, I'll rent a car. But to rent a car here and drop it off here, which is what I'll have to do, it's gonna cost an extra $200+. And that's a little steep, even for my standards. I mean, come on. A car shouldn't cost that much to drive for 2 days to drop it in. No, pass, not gonna do that. So then I started stressing out. What other modes of transportation are there? I could take a boat, I could bicycle. Missing one here, missing one. Which kind? I could take an Amtrak. So my stress about that's kind of gone down. I've looked at pricing. I've looked at the train stops. It'll pick me up right where I need to be by my parents' house and drop me off right there in Gainesville, Georgia. And all I have to worry about is getting a shuttle. I can take my stuff with me and crisis can be averted. Why else are you stressed out, Julia? You've got nothing to stress about. Aside from everything else that I just mentioned, I've also started watching vlogs and reading books and looking at things on Instagram, which, if you know me, can be kind of like a mud pit where you fall in and you start obsessing over your gear compared to what everyone else has, and you start thinking, do I have the right stuff? A lot of people have been asking me, what's your base weight? I don't know. I had no idea. So a few days ago, I started obsessively thinking about it at 11 o'clock at night. And I wrote on a scratch piece of paper all of my gear and all of my weights. And I did some mysterious, mischievous, and very accurate calculations. And my pack weight, without food and water, should be somewhere around 15 to 18 pounds. In my opinion, that's not so bad. There's probably a few things I could live without, and I'm sure once I get on the trail, those things will become more and more clear, and it'll be easy to send those things home. So I was stressing and stressing and stressing and stressing. Oh my gosh, my gear, my pack weight, my this, my that, my bag. I don't know, what the hell? I was so stressed out, and I woke up in the morning after the whole pack weight 11 p.m. ordeal, and I was just getting ready to wind up for the day and have an anxiety-driven, stress-filled day, and I told myself, Julia, you're missing the point here, hun. You're missing the whole point of what your goal is. The goal is to change my life and change the way that I'm living and to stop freaking out and stop worrying about everything. Stop worrying about if your tent is as good as this other person's tent. If it's not, get a new tent, but try it out. You did your research. You know what you're doing. If you can't fly, you'll take a train. If you can't take a train, you will figure it out. And I told myself, Julia, you have spent so much time over processing everything that you're missing the enjoyment of the planning. You're missing the fact that you get to purge your life of all these extra things and really honestly get to live your life in a completely different manner for, half of the year. I just want to leave you off real quick and letting you know that stress is coming down. Excitement is coming back up. The next 60 days should fly by, and before I know it, I'll be taking a plane, train, or automobile, one way or another. I'm going south, and I'll set foot on that trail with those white blazes, and the real story will start. I just want to leave you off with a little tiny clip. After that whole packing 11 p.m. ordeal, I went for a run the next morning to clear my head. I went out for a little trail run, and at the end of that trail run, I took just a little clip of the thoughts that I had kind of processed at the end of my run, and I just want to leave that with you to let you know that everything will be okay. Also, hopefully I see you in the end of January. I will be doing my shakedown Hopefully on the Laurel Highlands hiking trail, where I'm gonna hopefully do the whole thing in 3 to 4 days. If not, I'll be hiking the Laurel Highlands hiking trail by day and camping in my parents' yard by night. And thanks so much for watching along to the mess and the show that is Julia's life. Huge thank you to the Trek.co for, again, continuing to allow me to share these videos with you. Bye. Well, I think I ran out every ounce of stress in my body. My fingers are completely numb, but you see beautiful things that remind you that you've been through so much in your life and there's so much more to come, but you're a stronger and more able-bodied person. You're mentally adapted, and anything is possible if you just commit to it and work hard. Okay guys, thanks so much for watching this episode, and I'll see you next time.